Alright, we are here from Blackwood, just in the nick of time for Camden County College's sophomore ceremony, as they are honoring the second-year players on their Cougars baseball team. William Logan is announcing the names now down the first base line. We just missed the start of it, but obviously we will also be giving our flowers to the CCC seniors that deserve them, of course, in 2024. So we will show this presentation, and then we'll have a quick break, and that will be followed up. Or was that the entire presentation? There's a couple of you walking out. No, there they are. There's a couple of guys walking out there, but Camden County this year squaring off in games 2 and 3 of the doubleheader versus RCSJ-Cumberland. RCSJ-Cumberland this year with a record of 22 and 15. Camden County hanging on at 12 and 19, and while it doesn't look like that a playoff berth is in order for them in Region 19, as far as I can tell, I don't exactly know what the bracket looks like right now. We just got here in the nick of time, ran into a little bit of traffic at the beginning, but now we are back in action and ready to go in games 2 and 3. Here on a rainy Saturday afternoon, 60 degrees here in Blackwood. Just about 11:45 a.m. here. Hard to hear Camden County's athletic director, William Logan, not just with the rain, but with the speakers behind the plate. But we will do our best to accommodate. Camden County's, I guess, sophomores, or the equivalent of their seniors, are Tyler Napoli, Christian Caminoti, Alec Justice, Carson McKendry, Nicholas Napoli, Jack Dugan, Jameer Butler Knight, and that's what we got. I can't, just because of how far away we are, I can't tell if the ceremony is over or if it's still going. Because they're still grabbing stuff, they're still grabbing equipment, it looks like. Just can't hear the speakers out here, so I apologize for the inconvenience. But we still want to at least record it for our viewers. So the umpires and coaches are going over ground rules right now. So if this rain stays the way it is, they should still be able to play. I think if the condition worsens, then you start talking about delays and cancellations and everything like that. But you got to remember, we are crunched up against the end of the regular season, and while RCSJ-Cumberland has off tomorrow, Camden County does not. And they have to play a 2-game set on Sunday versus Ocean County. So I think the question that has to be raised here is that if they can't get both games in, I think they're going to try their best. And I think they should. I think, you know, it's always fun to play in the rain. It's always a delightful experience. But obviously you have to worry about field conditions. And with the fact that this is a all-grass field and not turf like they have at Rutgers Camden, they can't exactly clean up as quickly with the drainage systems. But as I was saying, at Rutgers Camden, they can clean up pretty quickly because they have turf and they've got all those manholes behind the plate and, all that water can kind of slope down and be taken care of. Here, you don't really have that as much. So I don't know, to be exact, if there was lightning in the forecast for today. Obviously, if lightning and thunder get detected, right now it's just saying light rain for the next hour, and then it'll clear up probably around 1. So that's what we're looking at, though, right now. I mean, that's very well could be different, but it looks like, just according to my weather thing, it might be out of here by 12:30. So if they can get the first couple of innings in, Camden County's players are running out to the bullpen. Some of their pitchers are making the trip out there. So it looks like they will make an effort to play this game, but obviously umpires and coaches are meeting out here just to make sure that everything is in order before we begin. So we'll take a quick break, and then we will bring you 7 innings of RCSJ-Cumberland versus Camden County baseball right here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. We'll be right back. We back? Sorry. Camden County is rolling out the tarp. And after all of that, the umpires and coaches met at home plate, and we will not start this game on time. So they got the sophomore ceremony in, just in a bucket of rain, and they have decided that, well, I mean, just look at this sportsmanship. This is both RCSJ-Cumberland and Camden County players working together to roll out this tarp. The fellow in the yellow cap on the left is a Dukes player. There's a couple of Dukes players and coaches that are coming out, and they are rolling out this tarp together. There's no grounds crew here at Camden County College, and this is, if King of JUCO out in Arizona is watching this video, or if he will watch it later, this is the stuff that JUCO is made for. Players working hand in hand together to roll out this tarp. You could see some players in the gray on the right are pulling the tarp along with the Camden County players on the left. I don't know if they're trying to cover the outfield. They should be trying to cover the infield, but I think they're trying to unfold the tarp first.
Yeah. Then they'll run it in.
Yeah, they'll unfold the tarp and then they'll cover it over the infield, but because this is not a professional grounds crew, I mean, they were just about to take the field too. That's the crazy part. That we thought we were going to be all fine and dandy, and then this happens. Yeah. I'm not getting the ball there. So here we go. This is JUCO sportsmanship at its finest. RCSJ-Cumberland in the gray jerseys with the white cap, or excuse me, with the yellow caps, and Camden County in the white are pulling the tarp over the infield together. As we said, this doubleheader doesn't appear like it'll start on time. It's 11:55, and this is an excellent act of sportsmanship by both teams. Obviously, these two played 9 innings yesterday, with Cumberland winning 4-2 to give them their 22nd win of the year. This is the definition of dream work makes the dream work. Teamwork makes the dream work. Did I say something else?
You said dream work makes the dream work. I think you've been dreaming too much.
Yeah, I think I have been daydreaming a little bit, but this is excellent. I mean, we did a game back in early March between Brookdale and Camden where the game was over, but the threat of rain was on the horizon, and it took twice as long for Camden County to get the tarp over the infield because it was just the one team working. Brookdale had already left, and now both teams, hand in hand, putting this tarp over the infield because guess what? They both want to play the game as much as the other guy. So it makes sense to each put in an equal effort to try to tarp this field. And some of the guys walking over the top of it. So this game will not start on time. We are in a rain delay here at Camden County. The umpires are out at the third base dugout. I didn't see any lightning on the horizon, and the rain is starting to lighten up. But here's the problem. Again, it's not a turf field. This is grass. Grass takes time to dry, and even when the dirt is fine, you know, you don't want to create unsafe conditions, and especially if the rain is going to worsen. I think they were trying to start this game, but now the hope is that they get it started when the rain passes, probably around 12:30. So my imagination is that this is a 30-minute delay, and we will take a quick break. Make sure you check out some of DWB's other content on our Instagram and Twitter at DW Broadcasting, or if you want to pass the time with some of our best broadcasts, check out the DWB Classics playlist. It's a playlist on YouTube of about 25 games that were our best. From grand slams to walk-offs to no-hitters, they are the cream of the crop of Dan Wilkins Broadcasting from 2021 all the way to the present day. So entertain yourself with some Dan Wilkins Broadcasting during the rain delay, and stay tuned on our Twitter page and our Instagram for updates on when the game will resume. Thank you all for your patience, and we'll see you in a little bit. And they said, let's wrap it up, and let's literally wrap up the tarp. So the rain looks like it's gone for the rest of the day. There might be a couple spots here and there, but nothing of profound concern, as it's like folding the world's largest bed sheet. It's like folding the world's largest bed sheet, but
I hate folding sheets.
But here we are. They're wrapping up the turf. Wrapping up. Oh my gosh! Now you're making me say it. Wrapping up the tarp, and we will take a quick break. So these guys are going to get set to play 14 innings of baseball, rain or shine. Even though there's not a lot of shine, pitchers are warming up in the bullpen, and we should be ready to go shortly. That'll be all for now. We'll see you guys in a couple minutes. All right, coaches and umpires, deja vu again. Once again, meeting at home plate. They shake hands. Coach Gorman for RC-Cumberland and John Scanzano for Camden County, as they will get ready for game number 1 of this doubleheader. And a bit of a milestone that we just reached here on DWB this afternoon/morning. Right now we are sitting at 1,898 subscribers, which isn't a milestone in and of itself, but across all 300 plus broadcasts on this channel, plus our original content, we have now generated a career 500,000 career views on YouTube. 500,000 views, 500,000, not off of cheap gimmicks on TikTok or YouTube Shorts, off of pure, authentic, local viewership. We appreciate your support as Camden County takes the field in game number 1. The Pennsauken right-hander Jonah Jackson, the freshman, takes the hill for the first half of this doubleheader, as RCSJ's starting lineup with head coach Gorman. Head coach Joey Gorman, assisted by Marty Cortellessa, Ryan Ellis, Tom Ryder, Jake Urania, and John Yowler. For the Cumberland Dukes, it's going to be the center fielder, number 27, Ty Powell, leading us off, followed up by the freshman Christian Rennick at short, batting second. Taking over at first base is James DiCarlo, batting third, as Jimmy Kurtz, a recognizable name from the Buna Chiefs last year, he takes over in left field, batting fourth. At the DH spot, batting fifth is Andrew Baldino. In right field, batting sixth is number 7, John Camino. In the 7th spot at third base is Gage Ambruster. Behind the plate is Gavin Shapiro, batting 8th, and to round us out, Matt Perez is at second base, with the right-hander Austin Wocock, another one from Buna, making his start here in 2024 as this Game 1 starter for the Cougars, led by John Scanzano, is Jonah Jackson. Your defensive lineup for the Cougars: in the infield, Arter at first, Obermeyer at second, Tyler Napoli at short, and Nate Ifey at third. And then the outfield from left to right, Gavin Callahan in left, Nick Napoli in center, and Tyler Gavura in right. So the Dukes in the navy and gold, they grab a bat and they'll get ready to go, as the catcher behind the dish tonight and the number 7 hitter, Donnie Gomez, throws it down to second, and we'll be ready to go here in game 1. Freshman righty Jonah Jackson, in 9 appearances this year. This is his 6th start, a 6.68 ERA in 31 innings pitched, a 1.61 whip, which is a little more favorable, 21 strikeouts, and a 4-2 win-loss record here for the Cougars as they square up in game 2 versus the Dukes, who won game 1 of this 3-game set 4-2 back on Friday in Cumberland. Here's the first pitch, and a drag bunt down the third base line, and we are underway with a strike. It's 0-1. Ty Powell, the freshman center fielder from St. Joe's Hamilton out of Bridgeton. That one's high and away, 1-1. Ty Powell, the lefty, 44 for 116. With a 379 average and a slugging percentage in the 800s. 19 walks, 19 strikeouts. And remember, as a freshman, this is his first season, so he's making a great impression early with the Dukes. Two balls, one strike from Jackson. And the delivery to Powell is lined out towards center field, going over. Napoli can't grab that, and on a couple hops, it's a base hit. Hit number 45 on the freshman campaign for Ty Powell. And we are underway with a base hit for the Dukes. Still a light drizzle here in Blackwood, but nothing crazy. Definitely could be plenty worse, as we had about a 20-minute rain delay. Got back in action at around 12:25. And now the Dukes bring up their number 2 hitter, who takes high and inside 1-0. To Christian Rinnick, number 1 for the Dukes. Rinnick, a sophomore, a little bit closer to home out of Cherokee, as the throw back to first, not in time. I don't even think he touched the runner, but 406 average in 36 games played this year, 2 homers, 21 RBIs, and 42 runs scored. So as the number 2 hitter, he definitely has an experience with getting on base, and as well as an experience of getting runs across. I mean, RCSJ-Cumberland, you know, kind of playing, I guess, second fiddle to RCSJ Gloucester as the 2 Rowan sub-campuses, as that one's outside. I definitely think, because RCSJ Gloucester was the D3 national champion last year, definitely kind of puts RCSJ out of the RCSJ Cumberland out of the spotlight. But both teams are definitely very good. And they had a good series earlier in the month of April. But RCSJ, even though they won the series, I keep saying RCSJ, but they are both RCSJ, Gloucester and Cumberland, so makes it a little different. There's a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike to Rinnick. 22-15 for the Dukes this year. And they actually had a 5-game win streak from the 23rd to the 30th. They have won 6 of their last 7. And it's 3-1. They split a 2-game set versus Ocean County College on the 30th, winning 2-1 in Game 1 and falling 5-4 in Game 2. Ocean County, the Vikings, those are the teams that, or that is the team that Camden County plays on Sunday to round out the regular season. As here's a pop-up down the first base line and foul. And on top of the batting cages, count is full to Rinnick. With James DiCarlo as the on-deck hitter. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Powell on first. Throwback, not in time. "3-2. That is ball 4, so the runner gets in there uncontested. And a full count walk. Gets 2 runners on for the Dukes, as this brings up DiCarlo. So here is DiCarlo now. First pitch. Strike called right on the outside corner. Outfield shifted over to the left after back-to-back lefties came up to the plate. Now the tide is a little different with the 3-hitter DiCarlo. That one is down, 1-1. DiCarlo, not a Jersey product, but out of Eddystone, PA, out of Ridley High School. 386 average as a sophomore this year. 4 homers, 26 RBIs, as that one's down. 1-1. Two balls, 1 strike. And they'll try it again. Jackson obviously in trouble with 2 runners on and still nobody out after a single and a walk to start the ball game here in this doubleheader. That one's a line shot out towards left center field. Napoli going over. He's got it. Runner does tag. Powell throw down the third. Not in time. The second runner did not advance, so now we've got runners on the corners, first and third, with one away. After Powell advanced on the tag up to center field. And now the third lefty in 4 batters for Cumberland. It is Jimmy Kurtz. I apologize, that is not the Kurtz that we remembered from last year with Buna. That is Joey Kurtz. He is now not playing JUCO baseball, but over at Division II Goldie Beacom College in Maryland. But Jimmy Kurtz, a part of the same family, out of Buna, a sophomore this year, after being a class of 22 out of the Chiefs High. 304 average in 34 games played this year, 2 homers, 28 RBIs, and 6 stolen bases. 1 ball, 1 strike from the Pennsauken right-hander Jackson. Of course, Pensauken's high school team made a big upset over Pittman, one of the Group 1 favorites in South Jersey on Saturday, last Saturday in the Joe Lang Classic. As look at this throw down to second. That ball goes into center field. A defensive miscue gets RCSJ-Cumberland their first run on a botched throw from second base. The stolen base attempt was not only successful, but advanced the runner to third and got a run home. So it is 1-0 Dukes. Runner on third here for Kurtz as it's 3-1. Already not the hottest start for Camden County, but they held their own in game 1. 4-2 final, especially on the road, not the easiest to accomplish. Three balls, 1 strike. Jackson looking to dig himself out of this hole with 1 away and run across for the Dukes as Kurtz hits this one high in the air. It'll stay in the infield, and it is caught at third by Collingswood's Nate Icefeet, 2 away. So he was ahead in the count, and then he pops out the third to now bring up the number 5 hitter, Andrew Baldino. Just the runner on third for the Dukes here in the top of the first. The first 3 for Camden County. That one is called a ball. Tight zone tonight so far. Not exactly sure where everything is up there, but Arter, Obermeyer, and Caminoti are the first 3 for the Cougars here this afternoon in game 1. Outside. 2-0. And while this feels like it's been taking a lot longer than it has been, this is just the 5th batter of the inning. Strike called, 2-1. If the inning were to continue after Baldino, John Camino would be next for the Dukes, as here's a fly ball hit out to straightaway center. Napoli calls for it. And he's got it. Can of corn to retire the side. And what looked like it could have been disastrous ends up just being a minor scratch. RCSJ-Cumberland gets a run home on a stolen base error by Camden County. Ethan Arter starts the bomb show for Camden County in the bottom of the first. Here from Blackwood. We'll be right back. Bottom of the first, here's how Camden County lines up versus the Dukes in Game 2. Ethan Arter of Morristown takes first base batting leadoff. Dan Obermeyer at second base batting second. Christian Caminotti is the DH batting third. And the Napoli brothers are back-to-back. At the fourth spot, Tyler at short. At the fifth spot, Nick in center. Gavin Callahan of Gloucester takes over in left field batting sixth as the first pitch is popped a mile high in the infield. And that'll be taken in, one pitch, one out. 7, 8, 9, Donnie Gomez behind the plate, Nate Ifey at third, and Tyler Gavura in left field. But no problem to start the ball game for RCSJ-Cumberland as they got a run across in the first as the former Buna pitcher Austin Wocock gets the start here out of Landisville, the freshman, who we covered last year. We did a DWB feature game between Buna and Cinnaminson. And that game, that was the only other game that Wocock pitched in, also was hampered by a delay. Not a rain delay, but if you remember that broadcast from May of last year, the delay was that Buna's bus got caught in heavy traffic and the game started 45 minutes late. It was scheduled for a 3:45 start time, didn't begin until 4:30. But it was the quickest 7-inning broadcast of the time at 1 hour and 46 minutes. Here's a ground ball hot out to short and a nice running play to take care of business. 2 up, 2 down as Rennick makes a nice running play across the diamond. So Wocock already kicking it in high gear here with a fly out and a ground out. So here's Caminotti, the DH, and the first pitch is a strike. So after Arter and Obermeyer were retired, and now brings up Caminotti to be followed by Tyler Napoli if the inning continues. Ooh, just missed on the outside corner there, 1-2. As we said, RCSJ-Cumberland beat Camden County 4-2 in Game 1 of this series. Games 2 and 3 are being played today, and Camden now has 4 games in 2 days, so they're going to have to stretch out a lot of their guys for a pretty small roster. But I give huge props to John Scanzano for turning this program around. It's not, you know, the 500 school or the playoff contending school that he wanted to have yet, but he is building the stepping stones to get there. Caminotti already just announced his commitment to Holy Family University in the Philly metro area. That's Division II baseball. Definitely a high regard. And from an 0-2 count, Caminotti gets the gentleman's walk and takes 4 in a row to reach first. Here's Tyler Napoli. So here is Tyler Napoli now with a runner on first following the full count walk. And here's the pitch. That one's outside. But yeah, I find it funny that in both games that in DWB history that Austin Wocock started, both of them had substantial delays. One due to rain and one due to bus traffic coming from Buna to Cinnaminson, because that was an out-of-conference game. I mean, Buna's all the way down in the Hamilton area, and they were probably about an hour away from Cinnaminson. Throw down to first, not in time, the 2-0. So the Napoli brothers are back-to-back in the order. Tyler at short, Nick in center. He is on deck if the inning continues, but looks like it will not. Fly ball to center field. Can of corn coming in, and the side is retired. Nice catch in center by Ty Powell, who scored the first run of the game and gets the last out of the first. Cumberland leads 1-0 after 1. The Dukes start off the second with John Camino here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. This broadcast is brought to you by Garden State Pet Center. Keep your pet happy and healthy today with the most organic products available in South Jersey. Visit today 7 days a week at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon. Jackson's curveball didn't have the intended trajectory, and it's 1-1 to Camino. 6, 7, and 8 for RCSJ in the top of the seventh. As here's a ground ball rolled over to short. Nick Napoli throws it across, and it's in time. One away. We've got a busy week coming up as the Diamond Classic gets into their final couple of rounds. The round of 16 is being played today, and we would have covered a Diamond Classic game, but Camden County, obviously, we have an agreement with them, so we're covering this doubleheader, but still quality baseball all around. You know, good JUCO baseball is always good JUCO baseball. But we will be back covering Diamond Classic ball on Wednesday. Now, the game that we cover is still to be determined. When all of Saturday's games are up, we will let you know what game we have chosen to cover for Wednesday, the 8th, which is the round of 8. 0-1. This is the first year that the Diamond Classic expanded to 32 and caused a lot of upsets. Even the number 1 seed and champion from last year, Gloucester Catholic, had trouble versus Highland, the number 32 seed. And we saw one of the upsets on DWB itself, Northern Burlington and Cherokee. That was a 26 seed, I think, upsetting a 7 seed in Cherokee. That final score there was 3-1. And the 1-2 from Jackson. Poked out towards third and shallow left, and a near collision averted. And Ify brings it in for out number 2. So 2 quick ground outs, and Cumberland has been held to just 1 hit so far, and that was the leadoff single. But Ambrewster is retired, bringing up Shapiro, the catcher. This one's hit out towards right center field. Napoli calls for it again, and the side is retired. Jonah Jackson going warp speed here in the second with a quick 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the second, 1-0 Dukes. Camden County got a runner on in the bottom of the first, but nothing more as the second half of the Napoli brothers grabs the bat to lead us off. Nick Napoli takes the first pitch on a wicked fastball for a strike. 0-1. As we said, the DWB schedule getting ready for this end of season push as we had a big 3-day break. This last week we were supposed to cover Audubon Gateway on Thursday, just wasn't feeling 100%. Swing and a miss. 0-2, or 1-2 rather. But yesterday, big day for me, senior prom, and now we're back at work. 12 hours later. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Nick Napoli down on strikes, and the first strikeout for either side tonight is at the hands of Austin Wocock. Here's Gavin Callahan. Callahan hit a home run nearly off the warehouse in right field back on March 30th versus Lehigh Carbon. In game 2 of that doubleheader, went 403 feet. Swing and a miss. Already in a little trouble here. It's 0-2. There's back-to-back strikeouts on a swing and a miss. 3 strikes and 3 whiffs. 2 down. And here is Donnie Gomez. After back-to-back Ks to start the bottom of the second. First pitch hit to left. This might be the quickest inning we've ever seen. How about that? Less than 5 minutes from the start of the second inning, including warm-ups, to the end. Unbelievable. It's 1-0 RCSJ-Cumberland after 2. Top of the third, 1-0 Dukes after an incredibly quick second inning as there's a foul ball to start us off. 3 up, 3 down for Camden as Jonah Jackson settles in for inning number 3 in this first half of the doubleheader. So here's the second baseman, Matt Perez. He'll be followed up by Powell, who singled in his first at-bat. Has a nice curveball there, misses outside. 1-1. So 9, 1, and 2. Perez, Powell, and the shortstop Rennick. Batting here for Cumberland. 2-1. High and away again, 3-1. Perez out of Washington Township, a sophomore class of 22 for the Minutemen. No homers and just 1 RBI, but a .226 average in 23 games played. So he's appeared in basically about half, a little bit over half of RCSJ's games, as Perez draws a walk. Walk number 2 issued by Jackson here in this 3-inning stint so far as Powell grabs a bat again. He singled and later came around to score on an E2. A throwing error by the catcher. His first time as a strike is called just above the knees, 0-1. Our DWB schedule for this week, it's a busy one. Monday, we've got Colonial Conference baseball between the Gloucester Lions and the Audubon Green Wave. And then Tuesday, we travel up the road to Cherry Hill West for Olympic Conference baseball between the Rancocas Valley Red Devils and the Cherry Hill West Lions. Wednesday, again, is to be determined. There will be a game in the round of 8 for the quarterfinals of the Diamond Classic, but what matchup we'll have, we don't know yet. That's a bullet back over the middle. Base hit Powell. He's 2 for 2. He's been hitting it to all parts of the field. He's pulled it earlier. He's now driven it back up the middle, and that was a good piece of hitting there. He took a situation that could have been a poor swing, and he kind of adapted his body to just kind of line it up straight and get the hit, and not every hitter can do that. So here's Rennick now after a walk and a single by Powell. Make it a precarious situation here for the Cougars here in the top of the third, as they do not want this lead for RCSJ to extend any further. Strike on the outside corner, it's 0-1. Thursday the 8th, or excuse me, I apologize, Thursday the 9th is going to be DWB Features Softball in a partnership that we are having between the Timber Creek Chargers and the GCIT Cheetahs. As there's a fly ball out towards left center field going over. Gavura makes the catch, or excuse me, Callahan makes the catch. Runners do hold. And there's one away. So Timber Creek and GCIT softball on Friday. I'm sorry, I keep messing that up. Thursday the 9th. Then Haddon Township and Paulsboro on Friday the 10th under the lights from Rutgers Camden. We actually have 2 games this week that are night games. Haddon Township and Paulsboro, and then Triton and Highland as well down at Belmar Rec. So that'll be fun. And then Saturday, Shawnee and Audubon at 11 a.m. A fierce rematch from the feisty game that went on last year, where Shawnee walked it off at the end and sparks flew, almost started a fire, but it's 1-0. After Rennick's fly out to left, that's out number 1, as DeCarlo, who flew out to center, grabs the bat again. That one's high. That seems to be just Jackson's issue here, is that he's got good velocity, but it's not that he has bad control. It's not like he issues wild pitches every other chance, but it's just hard to get it right into the strike zone. I mean, he might hit the catcher's glove 95% of the time, but it might be, 6 inches off the plate like that right there. So he's got the command to not let it run completely hog wild, but it's not enough to reel it back in. It almost has a little too much run on it, and he has struggles throwing strikes because of it. 3-0 is a strike called, 3-1. And again, I'm not a pitching coach or anything. I'm not the one to offer solutions. I'm just pointing out, the strengths and weaknesses of everybody's game, really. Oh, that one got him right in the shoulder. And what would have been ball 4 anyway turns into a painful free base as DeCarlo gets on board. And he's going to put some ice on that one tomorrow. So here's Jimmy Kurtz. Quick meeting here between the pitching coach and Jackson as the bases are now loaded here on the top of the third. This broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Why do 95% of students pass their road test on their first try with Harper Driving School? Well, find out today with their excellent instructors and book an appointment at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Experience Complex in Pittman, right off of Lambs Road. And we will be back in Pittman on May 14th for a game versus Pennsville in a big South Jersey Group 1 clash. So that'll be fun. Jimmy Kurtz, the cleanup man, batting here with the bases loaded as a strike is called on the inside corner. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide to the lefty. As RCSJ-Cumberland got a run home in the first on a wild throw and a stolen base attempt, but nothing more since. But with one out and the bases loaded, got a big chance with a line drive to right. Guevara's going to let that one drop. Picks it up. 1 run scores. Everybody moves up 90 feet. And an RBI single for Jimmy Kurtz makes it 2-0 Dukes. The bases are still loaded after Kurt's single. So here's Andrew Baldino, who flew out to center his first time. Baldino out of Absegami High School flies this one out towards first base. Going over is Arter. He makes the catch, and now there's 2 down. So if the Dukes leave the bases loaded with just 1 away, that could definitely be a big turning point for the Cougars. I mean, it's enough to get the bases loaded in the first place, but if you walk away from that inning with only 1 run, you still got the run. But considering the lead up and the events that happened after, somewhat feels like a missed opportunity here, especially in that Dukes dugout. You know, obviously that's going to be a point of conversation if they don't get those runs across. You know, you left all of them out there. I don't care that you got that 1 run. I don't care that you got no runs. You still left the bases loaded. I mean, it's different if you score 10 runs, you load the bases again, and then you leave them. That's a different story. But this is a situation where, you know, in a 7-inning doubleheader, you don't have as much time to fiddle with. You only got 21 outs instead of 27. That one's high and away. 3-0. But the bases are loaded, and a chance for a bases loaded walk. And a strike is called. I think that was in the exact same spot and it was called a strike. Oh boy. Here's the 3-1. Gets that one back in and it's 3-2. So big chance for Jackson here for redemption. He already gave up 1 run on the RBI single by Kurtz, but if he can hold the bases loaded with 1 away, that would be a big out. 3-2. Popped up third base side. This one's going out of play into the forest. That ball might not be saved. Might not be salvageable. We'll try this again. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. 2-0 Cumberland. Here in the top of the 3rd. The payoff. Ground ball back up the middle. It hits the umpire. Ricochets. And he can't get it. The ball is called dead. It hit off of the umpire, Chris Losey, at second base. And what would have been a routine ground ball, they get a run because of it. That's just unlucky. It's incredibly unlucky. Kind of hit him in the foot there. Obviously, tough situation there, but it does get the runner home. So they use the umpire for the advantage. Obviously unintentionally, but they get the run home because of it. So John Camino gets the RBI single in the infield, and it is 3-0. With Kurtz now at second. First pitch outside, 1-0. And it's one of those unfortunate rules where, you know, obviously it's like it hurts your team, but it's not something you can really do anything about. It hit the umpire. It's just kind of like when a ball hits the base when a ball hits, like, line drive back up the middle, hits second base or whatever, they still have to play it where it lies, and the umpire is just kind of one of those obstacles that you have to get through. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. If the inning continues after Gage and Brewster, it will be Gavin Shapiro, the catcher, as they have moved the bases along pretty nicely here. That one's inside. 2-2. Obermeyer in a deep shift here. You see, with really no Major League Baseball shift rule being applied here, he's got both feet well into the outfield grass over at second base, but you are allowed to do that. They never changed the shift rules in college baseball. I don't know if they changed it at the Division I level, but I know they haven't changed it at the JUCO. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and a ground ball hits off of Jackson. The baseball's a menace today. Throw to first in time. It got Jackson right in the abdomen, and he's going to jog off the field, and he might need a breather as well. RCSJ gets a run across. In fact, they get 2 runs across thanks to that unfortunate single off the umpire. It's 2-0. I'm sorry, 3-0. Bottom of the third, Cumberland leads Camden 3-0 as that one's outside. Getting us started with the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for Camden as a strike is called, 1-1. Dukes lead 3-0 after getting 2 runs across with the bases loaded. Jackson got out of the jam without extreme damage, but nothing superficial, we'll say. Ify, Gavura, and Arter are to bat here as Ify is down on strikes. Strikeout number 3 for Wocock. So here's Tyler Gavura. Gavura out of Cherokee flies this one out towards right. It's deep. It is down. It's a fair ball off the CCC sign in right center. Gavura halts at second base, and he's got a 1-out double. First hit of the night for Camden. And a 1-out double brings up Arter of Morristown. I think he understood the assignment as the 9-hitter in the order. You know, he drove it the other way. Perfect example of hit it where they ain't. That's first pitch to Arter on the slider as a swing and a miss from Wocock, 0-1. 1 out, 1 strike, and a runner on second following the double by the 9-hitter Gavura. Swung foul, just got a piece of it, and it's 0-2. But like I said, you know, as the number 9 hitter in that kind of situation, you didn't really have any momentum going for you. Your team already didn't have any hits on the board and a handful of base runners. That was about it. And no runs. You wanted to get the offense started. And sometimes that doesn't have to start with the meat of the order and your 1, 2, 3, or 4 guys. Sometimes that has to start with the unsung hero. And that's what Gavura did there. Drove it the other way and got himself a double. Now, whether he comes in to score or not is another story, but that one's high, 1-2. Wocock wearing the same number 30 that he wore with Buna back in his senior year of 2023. As that's a foul ball. Still 1-2. Wocock has no available stats on RCSJ-Cumberland's website, so I would assume that means that this is his collegiate debut. And here's a rocket out towards right center field. It'll stall out a little, and Powell makes the catch. 2 down. Gavura's going to tag. The throw down to third did not beat him. Just barely missed. And a good throw from Powell, but to no avail. No cigar on that one. Brings up Obermeyer. Obermeyer 0 for 1. Grounded out to short his first time. That one's down. 1-0. With the runner on third, Obermeyer takes inside. 2-0. Seems like both of these starting pitchers, you know, both freshmen out of similar South Jersey upbringings, definitely having some issues with control here as a floater into center field puts Camden County on the board. An RBI single by the second baseman, Obermeyer. Turns that 0 into a 1, and it's 3-1. It's a good way to get onto the board, you know, exactly. You know, you use the guys that don't exactly have the most power in the order. They still do their job. Doesn't matter if they're hitting home runs or not. You know, you got to think about the little things. You have to take things one step at a time, and that's what those guys are doing. Caminotti lines this one down the line and foul off of the Cumberland bullpen. Caminotti floats this one in the center field. Going over, Rinnick makes the catch. Side retired. Wocock allows his first run in an RBI single off the bat of Obermeyer, but no further damage. It's still 3-1 after 3. In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Little floater up the first base line on the first pitch of the fourth. And he got him. So a 3 unassisted there to take care of Shapiro. Now brings up Perez. It is time for DWB Trivia Time. Today's question is going to be one that our producer Donna here should probably know the answer to.
Well, that's too much pressure.
That's too much pressure? All right. Well, today's question is our first ever DWB broadcast back on October 5th, 2021, back before we had 500,000 views. Besides Audubon, because we've covered Audubon the most out of any high school in New Jersey, we do. It's under the Trivia Time one.
I got it.
Which was the opponent of Audubon in our first ever DWB broadcast? Was it A, Sterling, B, Haddon Heights, C, Maple Shade, or D, Gloucester? The answer will be revealed in the bottom of the fourth inning. 1-1 is outside. You got to think long and hard about that one. Perez walked his first time. With Ty Powell on deck, it was 2 for 2 with 2 singles. There's a swing and a miss. No action yet in the Camden County bullpen, which is a little surprising, but I think because this is a 7-inning doubleheader, it allows them to have a little more time, to warm up somebody else, because they might be needing that bullpen more. So it's kind of like, yeah, you can give up a couple runs, but you're going to be stretched out a little longer than you'd like to, just because we need you out there for 4 games in 2 days, with Cumberland today and Ocean tomorrow. Down in Ocean County, too. There's a swing and a miss. And Jackson has strikeout number 1. It is at the hands of Perez. Back to the top of the lineup and the top of the card for Ty Powell. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Powell fouls it off deep into the forest. Whatever it is down the third base line, that was something. But somebody's still going to grab it. Obermeyer missed it. Goes into right field. And a base hit for Powell. It didn't touch Obermeyer, so that is technically another hit for Powell. He's 3 for 3. Throw back to first, not in time. So Ty Powell, 3 for 3. He has been a menace tonight just with 3 singles. And he scored the first run of the game too. This throw beats him, but it just got botched a little. Napoli kind of had to come up into the abdomen to grab that one. He's going to walk that one back to Jackson. So with the lefty Rinnick, who walked and flew out in his first 2 appearances, He bats here for the third time. If the inning continues, James DiCarlo on deck for RCSJ. Here's the pitch. This one's bulleted out to center field, drops in front of Napoli. Powell's coming around third. He will score uncontested, and it is 4-1. As Powell continues the hitting barrage for Cumberland with an RBI single off the bat of Rinnick. And this is where I would imagine Scanzano or somebody would get a couple of guys, even if it's just one, even if it's Dugan or somebody else, warm in the Camden bullpen. That's just my guess. Throw back to first, not in time. Just trying to think. It's 60. It's 60 today. Real feel is around 55 with the rain and the wind. Wasn't it 90 on Thursday?
Yeah.
Like, what happened? It's a little wild to me. This is
New Jersey, flip a coin.
I know. First weekend of May, we're already running hog wild. There's a fly ball out to deep left field, down into the corner, and it's a fair ball. It one hops off the fence. Gallahan's going to bring it in, getting into second with a double, and saluting to his dugout is DiCarlo as Jackson surrenders another extra base hit, this time in the form of an RBI double to DiCarlo, scoring Rinnick, and it is 5-1. Now here's Kurtz. He had an RBI single in the third. And again, Scanzano on the top step of that Camden County dugout, but not making any moves yet. I think he's going to let this inning play out, and if the situation holds, then that would be a different scenario. So it's 0-1, and I apologize. The runner on third did not score. I thought he came around, but no, he did not. So the double by DiCarlo is not an RBI. It's just a simple double, but that does put runners on second and third for Cumberland, and it's still 4-1. 1 ball, 1 strike from Jackson. And the 1-1. Grounded out towards first. Arter has it, and he'll take it unopposed to first base, and the side is retired. Cumberland gets 2 more runs across thanks to an RBI single off the bat of Rinnick, as Powell already 3 for 3 in game 1 of this doubleheader. We'll be right back. 4-1 Dukes. All right. Tommy D's Home Design Center has opened a second location on Creek Road in Belmar, operating in Philadelphia for over 25 years and now expanding into South Jersey. Tommy D's is the place to go for kitchen cabinets, countertops, and cabinet accessories, heavily discounted compared to big box retailers. Stop in, take a seat, and watch as our experienced kitchen designer makes the kitchen of your dreams right in front of you. Tommy D's is the best in the business for quality kitchen countertops and cabinets that fit all budgets. Call us today at 856-210-9504 or visit the new location in person on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp. Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
1 ball, no strikes from Jackson after Powell's 4th base hit of the night. That one's high. Yeah, sorry about that. Our audio is out for that whole portion of the inning, so a full 2 batters missed there, but it's 2-1. So Powell with his base hit now 4 for 4 on the day as Rennick, who had an RBI single in the 4th, is going to try to add on another in this 4-2 game. Now this is the exact score that RCSJ-Cumberland beat Camden with in game 1 of this series yesterday from Cumberland. And there's a fly ball. Wynn's going to keep this one in. Going out towards right. Guevara makes the catch. Runner tags. And not in time. So Perez scores and Cumberland gets another insurance run here in the 6th. It's now 5-2. So after the sac fly, here's DeCarlo. Here comes Scanzano out, and it looks like Caminoti's coming in. So wasted no time. They're taking Jackson out right away, and they will have a pitching change. So we'll be right back here on DWB, 5-2 Cumberland. Cherry Hill West Zone, Connor Martorelli, the freshman right-hander, coming in here relieving Jonah Jackson. Now the throw down to second on the first pitch goes into center field. Runner's going to hold. And everybody moves up. So just the runner on second being Powell as DeCarlo, who had an RBI double in the fourth, now bats here as the lone righty in the top half of the order for Cumberland. Oh, 1. Cherry Hill West is on the docket for this upcoming week on DWB. We've got Gloucester and Audubon on Monday, and then Rancocas Valley and Cherry Hill West in Olympic Conference play on Tuesday. Wednesday will be a Diamond Classic quarterfinals game. Thursday will be Highland and Triton from Belmar Rec. And then Friday the 10th is going to be Paulsboro and Haddon Township from Rutgers Camden at 7 p.m. That should be fun, but it'll be 2-1. And the pitch. This one's hit out towards right center field. That's going to be a base hit. It'll drop in front of Napoli. Now he's got a throw coming to the plate. A big rainbow, but not in time. RBI single extends the Dukes' lead to 4 on the base hit by DiCarlo. He's got 2 RBIs tonight. So here is Jimmy Kurtz, the Buna native, who also has an RBI of his own. He got a base hit with the bases loaded, but is hitless otherwise, so he's 1 for 3. Runner on first and 1 away as the changeup misses down. And this is where Camden County sometimes has their struggles, which is in their bullpen. You know, their starters can be absolutely excellent. They can have, you know, masterclass performances. But when you're already down, you need to get the momentum back up. And giving up base hits like that, you know, just kind of sink a little further into your gut there. As a swing and a miss, 1-1. Seemed like his bat went high and the ball went down. A classic tale there, and it's 1-1.
Rain's picking up a bit.
A little bit, yeah. Not too bad though. That one's going to go out to first, and that's going to be a double play. How about that to retire the side? A 3-6-3 double play. And Cumberland is held to what they've got. It's 6-2 going to the bottom of the 6th. Tommy D's Home Design Center has opened a second location on Creek Road in Belmar. Operating in Philadelphia for over 25 years and now expanding into South Jersey, Tommy D's is the place to go for kitchen cabinets, countertops, and cabinet accessories, heavily discounted compared to big box retailers. Stop in, take a seat, and watch as our experienced kitchen designer makes the kitchen of your dreams right in front of you. Tommy D's is the best in the business for quality kitchen countertops and cabinets that fit all budgets. Call us today at 856-210-9504 or visit the new location in person on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp. Here's Caminoti starting us off here in the bottom of the 6th as the first pitch poked out towards second base, or actually rather out to short. Rennick's got it. Throw to first is in time. And there is 1 away. So an easy 1 pitch, 1 out. And Caminoti's retired. He is 0 for 1 now. And here's Tyler Napoli. The Napoli brothers on deck here, but a combined 1 for 4. Tyler has the lone base hit, a single in the 4th. High and away, 1-0. So an easy. 6-2 Cumberland here in the bottom of the 6th as it's a 2-0 count. Swing and a miss. And another one. Outside again. 3 balls, 1 strike. To the sophomore Napoli. Here's the pitch. Strike called again, and the count is full. Obviously, Camden County needs a little bit more in their tank to get going here in game 1. And he's going to do that right here with a base hit back up the middle. So Powell will bring it in, but a base hit with 1 away for Napoli gives Camden County a little something to cheer about. And here's his brother, Tyler Napoli, excuse me. I think the Napoli brothers are even harder to figure out than the Dempsey twins that I've known all my life. But Tyler Napoli now has a base hit, his second of the day. And here is Nick Napoli, who is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. He lines this one foul over into the woods. 0-1. Saturday will be a fun game 7 days from today. An out-of-conference clash between Shawnee and Audubon. A game that went the distance last year with a 4-3 Shawnee walk-off win in Medford. But now that the game is back in Audubon and their rowdy home field, should be a little fun and to see where these teams have evolved over the last couple of years. Should be a feisty game, to say the least. It's 1-1, or 2-1 rather. Have to throw down the first. One away after the base hit by Tyler Napoli. Nick takes outside, and it's 3-1. So, with Wocock still dealing here, Cumberland will bring another pitcher and catcher back out into the bullpen. They were warming up earlier, and then they sat down because they thought Wocock was going to go a little further. Strike called. Napoli started to run, and now he's got to return to center here. Once again, for the second at-bat in a row, the count is full.
I don't blame him. That looked a little outside to me.
3 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. This one's fouled back into the trees again. 3-2. Cumberland, if they win this game, would go to 23-15 on the campaign. As this one's hit well out towards center field, but Powell is there. And there's 2 away. As now here is Callahan. Callahan's first pitch in the center field drops for a base hit. Powell's got it. And a leadoff knock a first pitch knock for Callahan with 2 away. Puts 2 runners on for Gomez. Callahan now 2 for 3. So now, looks like head coach Gorman coming out here. Actually not sure whether that is head coach Gorman or pitching coach John Yowler, but looks like they're going to try to hang on to things here. So they will stick with the course with Wocock. As now here's Donnie Gomez looking to shake things up a little bit. As that one is high. And actually, hold on here. That one is hit out towards short. Throw down to third is in time. They got him. So Gomez grounds out to short. I guess you could call it a 6-5 ground out. They got the easiest base, and the inning is over. Camden gets a couple of runners on, but no cigar. It's 6-2 going to the 7th.
Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
Martorelli kicking us off in the 7th here as the first pitch is floated down the right field line. Gaver actually went for it, but it is foul. Ground ball, sharply out to short. Oh, had trouble with it. And that'll be an error. So after Kurtz, Baldino advances. He gets on, and this brings up Camino. So leadoff E6 by Baldino. And this brings up John Camino. 1 for 3 tonight as he takes a ball, 1-0. Just about to hit the 2-hour mark here in game 1. I think feels a lot longer because we've had so many pickoff moves. I mean, the second inning itself only took 5 minutes, and that includes the entire top half, warm-ups in the interim, and the entire bottom of the second inning. That was 3 up, 3 down for both sides. So a very interesting phenomenon, the fact that we've had all of that, but yet it's been drag ever since, and then we've got one more game to play. Two balls, no strikes. And that one is called. 2-1 right around the letters. Camden County has not been ahead at any point in this game. RCSJ-Cumberland has just very slowly chipped away at any chance they've had. They've had a couple of base hits, a couple of doubles. Only a handful of extra base hits in total, nothing crazy. But the shortstop, Rennick, is actually warming up in the RCSJ bullpen, so maybe he might close this one for Wocock. There's a strike, and it's 3-2. This broadcast is brought to you by Tom & D's Home Improvement. Make your dream kitchen come true today with wholesale kitchen cabinets and countertops at heavily discounted rates compared to big box retailers. Visit today at 612 Creek Road in Belmar, next to the 42 on-ramp. That hit him. Wait a second, no. The ball is in play. He's going down to third. The throw is not in time. He just advanced 2 bases. They thought the ball hit him, but they were just watching it, and he took advantage of it. And now, runners are on the corners as a fallen asleep moment there. Puts runners on the corners. First pitch lined into right. Guevara makes the catch. Throw to the plate is cut off. It is not in time. And the sac fly makes it 7-2. As Ambrewster now flies out to right, bringing up Shapiro. 1 away here in the 7th. Runner on first for Cumberland. First pitch high and away. Infield playing in here. Throw it down to first, not in time. A couple of Camden County players have started warming up in the pen. A final score from Camden County's Sophomore Day softball game. They just beat Raritan Valley 16-4. And they actually had an 11-run first inning in that game. Jumped out to an even bigger lead and gave up a couple runs here and there, but nothing more. The fly ball floated, going over, and oh no, that one got Gomez. He went right into the fence. His glove flew off. He doesn't know where his glove went. The umpire has it. I don't know how he's not hurt from that. He basically just ran right into the fence with all that gear on. Wow. And the fact that he's still just fine after that, it looked like he had a chance, but the ball went another way and his glove got jammed and actually flew off of his person. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, another throw down to first. Arter reels it in. Yeah, like we said, a couple Camden County pitchers warming up, but they still have their hoodies on. Here comes the throw down to second. Not in time. The batter is out on a strikeout, though. And this brings up Perez. So getting down to second is Camino. And here is Matt Perez. Perez has gotten on base a couple times. He's 1 for 2 with a walk, a strikeout, and a single so far tonight. 2 outs and a 5-run lead for Cumberland as a fly ball in the first pitch, straight away center. Napoli calls for it, and he makes the catch, side retired. Cumberland adds on another run on a sacrifice fly to right by Gage Ambrewster. Camden County down to their final 3 outs in game 1. Don't forget, we've still got another game to play. It's 7-2.
Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
New pitcher for Cumberland, the shortstop, Christian Rennick, is going to try to close this one out. And a couple of changes here. So Matt Perez now moves from second base to shortstop. Rennick moves from short to the mound, and taking over at second base is Chris Castro out of Northeast High School in Philly. But it's 7-2 Cumberland. Here in the bottom of the 7th, a last stand for Camden. First pitch is a strike called. Ify, Gavura, and Arter to kick us off here in the 7th. Outside, 2-0. Excuse me, 1-1, sorry. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout in this one. Outside, 2-1. I'd have to say your player of the game is probably either Austin Wocock or maybe James DiCarlo, as a ground ball to Perez. Good split at first is in time, and there is one away. Definitely just food for thought, because, you know, Wocock is the guy that shut him down, and I've definitely seen a handful of good plays in the infield, but Wocock's been the guy to shut him down. You know, his first collegiate start, especially in game 2 of a series and a crucial part of the season near the end where you have to get these wins for Region 19 purposes. You know, yes, Ty Powell went 4 for 4, but he didn't drive in an RBI. He didn't have any RBIs. DiCarlo had 2 of Cumberland's 7 RBIs, but they were already when Cumberland was in the lead and didn't have any. Like, it could be 5-2 right now and the situation would still stay the same. And that's kind of what the thinking goes into, part of what the process is when you're debating player of the game stuff, because if you think about it, yes, a guy might have 2 RBIs, but what did those 2 RBIs mean? Yes, he had most on the team, but were they crucial RBIs? Were they RBIs that won you the game? Or in Cumberland's case here for DeCarlo, he already got 2 RBIs when the game was already in the favor of Cumberland. It's not like they were go-ahead. It's not like they were game-tying. And that's where the discrepancy lies. But we're down to our last call after Guevara's ground out. He's 1 for 3 on the night. Back-to-back 6-3 ground outs as the first pitch misses to Arter. Camden County would fall to 12-20 on the campaign with a Game 2 loss, and RCSJ-Cumberland would win the series as the strike is called 1-1. RCSJ-Cumberland would improve to 23-15 going into the Game 3, where Camden County would at least be able to salvage a win, but the Dukes have definitely kept them in check. It hasn't been a blowout, but they've kept them in check all night. They've led since the first inning. They haven't really let anything faze them. And it's 3-1 to Arter as the pitch. Floated foul, and it's 3-2. We're down to the last call. Don't forget, for Game 2 of this doubleheader broadcast, make sure you click the YouTube link that says Game 2 on it for our broadcast of the second half of this doubleheader. Payoff pitch here from Rennick. Curveball down. Ball 4, and Camden County stays alive. So Arter walks. He reaches base for the second time in as many at-bats. And here's Obermeyer. He's grounded out to short twice, but he has separated that with a RBI single. He has held one of Camden's 2 RBIs here tonight. As here's the first pitch. Curveball just missed. 1-0. There's a strike again. 1-1. That one skips away, and not only will that be a ball, that now allows Arter to advance to second base. So Arter walked, and then now advances to second on the wild pitch. This one's popped up in the infield. This could do it. Back behind the plate, Shapiro makes the catch. Ball game. Game 1 concludes with a big win for Cumberland. And even though it started late with a rain delay, we got the game going less than 20 minutes after scheduled first pitch, and the game ends in a 7-2 final in favor of the RCSJ-Cumberland Dukes. They improved to 23-15, and we've got one more game to play at about 30 or 40 minutes. We'll see what's going on here as the rain continues to come down. We'll see what they decide to do for Game 2. I imagine that they'll go on as scheduled, but obviously with the heavier rain possibly being an issue later on, it looks like it's going to be here until about 3:30, so they will decide to just clean up the field and reconvene for Game 2. Your player of the game, presented by Harper Driving School, is Austin Wocock. In his first career collegiate start, he goes 6 innings with 4 strikeouts and 2 earned runs, and earning the win in a quality start. We've got one more game and 7 more innings here from Blackwood between the Cougars and the Dukes. Right after this, make sure you follow the YouTube link for Game 2. That is a separate broadcast link on YouTube, so you can watch both games of this wonderful Saturday doubleheader. Have a good one, folks. We'll see you around.